Yo, what's poppin'? I'm about to go make some food and grub and go to bed, you feel me? But before I do that, I just gotta let you know how great life is. And I really want you to know how great life is because you could be, do, and have whatever it is that you desire as long as you believe that, because whatever you believe reinforces itself in your life and evidence of it will show up to you. So if you believe I could be and do and have whatever I want, then more and more and more evidence will accumulate in your life proving that belief to you. And if you believe the contrary, I cannot be, do, or have. I want that, but I can't have it. I want to be this person, but I can't be that person. If you believe those beliefs, then unfortunately, those will be reinforced and evidence will be proven to you in your life as well. Because whether you believe it or not, or know or care or not, your brain is a receiver and transmitter of vibrational frequency or energy, vibration, whatever you want to call it, but it is emitting a signal, just like the tuner. When you tune the station to 97.3 on your radio, you only hear what's playing on that station. And if you want to listen to a different station, you're gonna have to tune the tuner before you could hear anything different. So just like your brain, if you're living a life that is not something that is desirable right now, and you want to change the station, you're not going to automatically hear what's playing on the next station unless you do something about turning the tuner. And the way you do that is you tap in to the frequency that you want to be living. What would it feel like? What would it look like driving that car that you want to drive? Who is around you? What are you wearing? What are you doing? And you don't have to know all the answers, but you have to feel the emotion. How would you feel? That's the most important question. How would I feel if I was already this person living the life that I desire? It's really this easy, and it sounds too easy that you're gonna mistake it for just whatever and not take the advice, but you should really take it, because if you do, everything will dramatically improve and you will be the receiver of the benefits of everything that's coming to you. It's so unbelievable how easy this is, but you just gotta snap out of that old frequency, those habits of yours, those mental habits. It's not even about what's outside, it's about what's going on in your mind. And a lot of us have habits of thought. And remember, a belief is only a thought that you continue to think. So if you think a thought so much, it will become a belief. And so much of us have habits of thought that are not benefiting us. We're thinking doubt thoughts primarily, lack thoughts majority of the time, thoughts of unworthiness and I can't do this, I can't have this, I cannot be this. And it's important to pay attention to your emotion, because your emotion lets you know at every single moment in time, are you doing something with your mind that is beneficial or not beneficial for you? Thank God there's a buffer of time, because if you thought a thought and it instantly manifested, it may sound like fun and games because you think of the Rolls Royce and it's right in front of you. It sounds fun, right? But if you think, I don't want to get in a car crash, that would also manifest instantly. So this buffer of time allows you to clearly define what it is that you want and clarify it, change thoughts around, and mold the clay, so to speak, so you have some time to really identify what it is you want with brevity. And whenever you know what you want, that's good. Now just focus on that. And whenever you activate the thought of, let's just say the dream car, let's just say the Rolls Royce, okay? Whenever you activate the thought of that, there's either the good or the bad. There's the lack of or the attainment of any subject, but we're sticking with the car for now. Whenever you activate and you think of your dream car, if you feel good instantly, then that means that you're more focused on the attainment of it. You're more focused on the presence of the vehicle and it coming into your environment. You know that it's there, you could feel it, it's so close. And then vice versa, if you feel bad when you activate that subject, it means that you're more focused on the lack of it, why you can't have it, the how. I don't know how it's gonna happen, so I'm doubting. And because I'm doubting, I'm not a vibrational match to it. Therefore, it cannot come into my experience unless I change the channel from lack to the attainment of. And you'll know by your emotions, do I have more mental proclivities, more habits of thought that are beneficial for me to think, that feel good, or thoughts that feel bad? Whenever you activate a subject, let's just say for the car, for example, and you instantly feel bad all the time you activate that subject, it means that you've thought primarily doubt, lack, worry thoughts on that subject. And that is why you have so much magnetism, so to speak, on the lack side. So whenever you activate the subject, you automatically get pulled to that side. And that's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to be aware of, because when you know that, you know, okay, I have some junk in this subject and I need to clear this vibrational junk so that way I can tilt the teeter-totter, so to speak, and now more of the good is activated. So whenever you think of a subject, and we're going to go back to the car, and you realize, due to your negative emotion constantly showing up whenever you think of this subject, that you have more doubt thoughts about this subject, then you say, okay, let me deactivate this by activating the attainment of it and start focusing on what is working, on the cooperative components. Focus on the car that you do have. You at least have a vehicle that's getting you from point A to point B, and you don't have to know how this vehicle that you want is going to come. And you're most likely going to think doubt thoughts thinking about that because it's off your radar screen. Therefore, you don't know how it's going to come, and you don't have to know how. Because whenever you're a vibrational match to the attainment of it, law of attraction is going to gather people, situations, circumstances, and events that are going to show you the how and lead you to the path of least resistance to whatever it is that you're asking for. You see, law of attraction is working right now, whether you know about it or not, and it's always worked since you were a child and even prior to you stepping into this physical body. And everything that you have is a result of you, whether you want it or not. It's not a result of the government, of the taxes, of mom and dad, the school you did or didn't go to. It's all you. And it doesn't matter how it came about, because if you don't like it, change it right now and start focusing on the attainment of what you want. You see, whenever I talk about creating your reality, a lot of people think that I don't want to do that. And I'm telling you now that you have no other option but to create your reality, and you're doing it right now. And if you're creating shit in your life, you're doing it and you're just unaware. And what I'm suggesting is that you deliberately and intentionally and on purpose offer thoughts, because thoughts are frequencies. So deliberately offer your frequency so that way law of attraction could gather what it is that you do want, and then you get more of that in your life. Doesn't that sound better? Doing this game of life deliberately, playing it deliberately, instead of going by it through it by default, because you have no other option to create your own reality. You're doing it right now, and there is no shred of evidence to the contrary of anything that I've just said. So if you want to test this out, test it, because God wants you to test him. Whatever you want to call it, the universe, the source, energy, whatever, your soul, we all call it different things, but it's all the same thing. And there needs to be no wars about it, and no drama, no nothing, because everyone gets to believe in what they want to believe. So whatever it is that you want to call that higher power, do as you please, but just know that we all share the same one. Whatever we do call it is irrelevant. And test that higher power, test the laws of the universe, test law of attraction, and test your emotions most importantly, and start to understand, pay attention to the correlation between what you're giving thought and attention to and what's showing up in your reality. Start identifying the correlation. And a good way to practice this and put this to the test is go about your day, and whenever something pops up in your experience. Let's just say it's something good, like you get an anonymous check from out of nowhere, or you get in a car crash, or whatever may happen. Ask yourself, how did this situation or this event or this circumstance manifest in my life? And if you want to realize the correlation, ask yourself, how does this feel, first of all? Let's use the check, for example. You get this anonymous check that you were not expecting from an unknown source, and there's a good amount of money on there. Ask yourself, how do I feel? I feel abundant. I feel like this money came out of nowhere. I feel blessed and appreciative for this check. That is how you know that you created that through feeling those emotions primarily before that check made its way into your experience. So what I'm trying to say is, before you got that check, you must have been vibrating abundance, appreciativeness, prosperity, and then that check came in, and that's the correlation. And you say, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. Somebody else could ask themselves, I just had a flat tire. How does this make me feel? It made me feel frustrated, like I couldn't get everything that I wanted to get done that day, and it just made me very angry. That's the same thing. Put this to the test. Well, when have I felt this emotion before this flat tire came about? And you'll remember, oh, it's whenever I was talking to my mom about this situation, and it kept getting me angry and angry, and I felt the same way that I do now with this flat tire. That's the direct correlation between the thoughts that you've been thinking and giving attention to and what's showing up in your life. And whenever you play around with this for a little bit, it's gonna feel like you're gonna be aware. You're not gonna know what to think or how to feel, because you're just gonna be in awe. Like, damn, I've been creating my reality my whole life, and I'm barely becoming aware of it right now. And it's gonna start to feel good and amazing, because whenever you start offering thoughts deliberately and feeling good on purpose and focusing on where it is that you wanna go instead of what's wrong with being where you're at right now, because those are very two different frequencies. Where I wanna go and what's wrong with where I'm at right now. Can you feel the difference? Whenever you think about where you want to go, you think about all the abundance of money that you have, the person you're becoming, the clothes you're wearing, the car you're driving, the people around you, and you're feeling good. And whenever you think about what's wrong with where you are right now, and you're saying, I want to go over there because this is not working over here. I'm tired of this. The car that I have is unreliable. The people that are around me are unreliable, and they're always talking shit. Whatever the case may be, you're focusing on this. Do you feel the difference between this and this? Do you feel the difference between talking about what you do want and what you don't want? That emotion is indicating to you the frequency that you're vibrating in this present moment, because you're creating from the present. The past doesn't create and the future doesn't create. Right now in this moment, how do I feel? I feel good. I feel blessed. Okay, well, that's what you're transmitting currently, and you're gonna get more people, situations, circumstances, and events that feel and will give you more of that emotion. So beautiful, right? It's too easy. Just practice and practice and practice, because this is how you do it. And you've been doing it your whole life. And the fun fact is that you're a pro at thinking negative. Most of you anyways. I was a pro at thinking negative, but I changed it. So if that's you right now, you could change it. And if you feel that you've been doing this unconsciously the right way though, and you have things in your life that you love and you didn't know that you were creating, but you have everything that you desire, you've been applying this unconsciously, so it's working in your life. And me, I was applying this unconsciously, but I was thinking negative thoughts, so I was getting the opposite of what I desired, and I didn't know why I was coming in. I thought this life was random, and I thought that I was unworthy, and I was always insecure, and I thought that only certain people could have what it is that I wanted. But when I learned this, I changed the way I thought, and now I have everything that I desire in life, and I know that the things that I do want are already on the way, and I feel blessed and grateful with what I have right now, and life is just good. And I'm here to let you know that you could feel the same way. And if you already feel like that, and congratulations, and keep going, and let's get to work, baby, because our dreams are calling us and they're getting ready for us to be ready for them.